And we're back. It's time for game number 2 of DongRaeGu versus Seed. And I know the crowd is as hyped as I am, even if they might not have had as much coffee. Nathanius, I think that game, even though it was perhaps one of the simpler games that we've seen, was amazing in how DongRaeGu was able to make that attack work. It shouldn't have worked.
Yeah, it's you try to apply a little bit of pressure because, you know, it's part of your build, right? You need to do a gut check. You need to make sure there's nothing really crazy coming away. He's not pocketing 11 Void Rays somewhere hidden in the corner of the map, and then you accidentally win the game. But this also, I think, is really cool. Like if you're watching, if you're a Zerg player, the way DongRaeGu set everything up was so crisp. I like how that second Overlord, like as a Terran, I'm not going to notice that Overlord moving down to look for a probe so he can get away with the double hatchery. And it's just a cool setup. The way DongRaeGu is just, he's constantly aware of everything that's going on in the game.
And I think the subtle tool that allowed him to succeed, of course, in addition to his great and a very exact mix of roaches and lings, but it was that fourth macro hatch went down at a very, very early time. It went down at 8 minutes. Most of the time, Zergs are withdrawing a little bit. They're still asking that question of, is there air? Is there, I don't know, a big push coming in? And he throws down that macro hatch immediately and gets probably about 50% more units than a Protoss is used to at that time.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of other Zerg players would like to open with early evolution chambers, get some upgrades. DongRaeGu went just straight to power units. The only real tech he ever got, aside from the lair, was that Spire. So it allows him to just crank out so many more forces than you normally see. In this second game, well, our Protoss player's gonna have to change it up, Day9.
And I love his choice of map to do it on. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, a fan favorite, and of course, the favorite in this match, MVP's DongRaeGu.
The face of a Stone Cold Killer, his opponent in the top right, representing Team Dignitas, the underdog. Can he bring it back? It is Seed.
Already going for the 2-base play right off the bat. This is a map where you generally want to be going for a Forge first play. It's relatively protectable. You can go for the Gateway first, as the Nexus, the Mega Nexus Cannon, the Photon Overcharge, can cover your front pretty completely.
It's pretty strong. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, is that your Terran side coming out? Yeah, I think Photon Overcharge needs to be deleted from the game, and then I can be pulled every game and snipe Nexuses.
I wouldn't argue. He is going to open Forge, though, and you're right. I think against an opponent like DongRaeGu, opening Forge just gives you, at the very least, that option to Cannon Rush if he tries to be greedy again. If he goes hatchery first, let alone a third hatch, and, well, look what we got.
It's a hatch. And on this map, we saw this out of Stardust. There is a really dirty spot to plant the pylon. It's right in the mineral line, actually touching none of the minerals. It looks like a nonsense pylon, but you can place cannons around it, and Zerg does not get a lot of surface area. DongRaeGu
no.
Denying it.
Well, that's nice so far. They're like, he's brought just 4 drones so far to block the placement of any additional pylons. Forces the first pylon cancel, and suddenly, Seed, it's getting a bit awkward. I'm wondering if or when he's going to send another drone down to his natural. No, he's going to try to force this. There's the cannon, but there's enough drones that can get surface area on this.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to what we're actually seeing.
What is this?
Oh my god, it's the long-distance cannon rush. Oh my god, I can see Protoss players in the crowd salivating. Their pupils are dilating. Can you put a cannon there? And I think the answer is yes. He can not only build a cannon there, but he can build one on the other side.
Wow. Protoss.
The power of Protoss!
He's breaking out the cannons, Day9. 2 more on the way. He's got the one in the back just to cover in case enough workers can get onto this. And suddenly, this is a nightmare scenario because he's going to try to start a spine crawler. All of these drones coming, fighting against these building Protoss structures. That's almost all of DRG's drones.
And in the meantime, probes continuing to be produced. He's getting close to being able to throw down a wall off and to wall the drones in. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pull that off.
Oh my god.
Really committing to this hard.
He sees that cannon. That's a lot of photon cannons, Day9.
The cannon rush is real, and oh no, the spine crawler is in range of the cannon. I didn't think that was the case. I think DongRaeGu is equally surprised. Both will be canceled. 10 Zerglings in production, and now it's time for DongRaeGu to mount his counterattack. He's bringing the troops.
The drone pull with these Zerglings, and they're going to run into a sign that says do not enter. He has a photon cannon behind his wall. He has a gateway, 2 pylons to block this off, and I don't think drones are going to nibble through this Protoss wall, Day 9.
Oh my God, the cannon rush is real. In the unit tab, we see 17 drones to 21 probes. An extremely discouraging moment for DongRaeGu. The drone pull can often be the little bit of extra DPS you need to take out the cannon, but Seed prepared this so well, has the perfect wall off. Might be a little bit messy looking, but it did the trick. And now the natural expansion's gonna fall.
Yeah, that's really frustrating because not only, I mean, you sent the drones back. They started to make their way back over. Oh no, wait, okay, so they are going back. But that's 5, 6 drones not mining. And even on that one base setup, you need every dollar that you can get. So he's going to take both gas geysers. As a Zerg player, I've seen lots of crazy reactions to being, you know, quasi-contained because he didn't leave a drone out on the map to try to take any other bases.
Yeah.
Seed is very smartly that the other side where that first cannon was placed also covers the natural third base. And he's got a probe on the gold base as well. So he'll know if DongRaeGu tries to take any other bases, but what do you do as a Zerg in this position?
You know, I think that you just pick your favorite all-in poison and you drink the whole bottle and hope it doesn't kill you. He's gonna try to, I guess, go for a fast Baneling play. He has double gas, he's getting speed, he's still making lings, he has 15 out. He potentially could break this given the fact that, look at the Seed wall off. Cannons shooting at his own pylon. He's trying to open himself up. There's the Baneling nest, and that sentry needs to get chrono boosted fast.
So the Overlord knows what's going on, and I mean, at this point, there's no 2 small structures next to each other.
Oh my God, Seed. Okay, look at the cannon on the right. Okay, Seed already thinking ahead, getting that second pylon. I mean, it's so important to keep every single pylon up and running.
It's really good sense because he really didn't see what's coming. All he knows is that there were a lot of Zerglings out on the map.
Yeah.
And this is still tricky because that cannon he has by the natural will see most of what leaves DongRaeGu's base. So he knows that there's a lot of Zerglings out on the map. He knows where, at least that the forces are outside, so there's that potential attack coming in. The Baneling nest is about to finish. 10 Banelings on the way, Day 9, but that cannon, as you mentioned, the extra pylon, the insurance pylon behind these cannons, he can't just unpower this and run through and kill everything.
Looks like extra gateways being constructed by Seed. Perfect play. He needs flexible units and he needs them fast. Warp gate, though, a long shot away from being done. And here comes the Zerglings. Look at DongRaeGu's patience. He waited and he waited, and now it's time to see if the Banelings can do their famous play and bust the front.
These 2 sentries are going to try to hold. Third sentry pops out. First force field planted to cover the pylon. Zerglings almost get through. Warp gate has been delayed, but the mothership core is out. He's got in this position where these cannons can help as well, and there are, well, GG.
Oh. You know, I think there was a potential for a second round play to do some damage, but you could sense DongRaeGu's frustration with that. I mean, I think DongRaeGu thought the exact same thing that we all thought. You can do that with cannons on this map?
Yeah. Like, you look at it normally and you'd say, once that drone or 2 stops, because he placed the first 2 pylons, I assume he was trying to get some weird spot where the 2 pylons would block the probe in. But once that's denied, you usually see the Protoss say, okay, I'll maybe dance the probe around. You have 4 or 5 drones. Let's just go get my Nexus and play from a, kind of a weird position where you're just not super far behind, but you didn't invest anything into aggression. And as good as it was for Seed, it takes a lot of guts to do that.
Yeah, the weird thing about Seed's play, perhaps the hidden benefit of the total BS cannon move that he did at the backside, is that it both takes out the natural and the third. The third base, where DongRaeGu would normally want to go, that's how most Zergs play it off. They take, okay, I'll cancel my natural, let that die, and I'll take this base over here, and maybe that distance one is a third, or they can play it off as 2 base. But that brilliant, brilliant cannon rush locked down the 2 most important, most defensible, the 2 safe bases, and DongRaeGu really was forced to all in at that point.
Yeah, it's a cool way to use it on that map because, you see all the different tactics that people like to employ there, like siege tanks and other matchups, and Now the cannons from the opposite side, like you don't want to pull your drones all the way over there to fight. That's really smart. I'm scared. That makes me scared to play Zerg.
Yeah, it makes me happy that the pylon radius is much smaller. Because if you recall when StarCraft first came out, you could power like all your buildings on one pylon, as Artos has put a lot of research into.
Yes.
And in that circumstance, a very well-played game. When we come back, it'll be the final match. It's going to be on Merry-Go-Round, one of the most difficult maps for Protoss in the map pool. Let's see if Seed can do it.